Hey drawing friends, welcome back to Joss's Kids Draw. I'm Joss, and today I'm going to teach you how to draw, color, and shade a cute cartoon Santa Claus. Now, this is another holiday art lesson, which is why I have some decorations here. Anyways, to draw Santa Claus, you'll need some paper, something to draw with, and something to color with. But anything will work. I'll be using some computer paper to draw on, an ultra fine point Sharpie to draw with, and some Prismacolor Premier colored pencils to color with. Now, before we get to drawing, let's do a challenge. You have 5 seconds to press the thumbs up button and the subscribe button down below with your ring finger. Okay, are you ready? Good. Let's get started. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Did you do it? I hope you did. Now, let's get to drawing. If you don't have your drawing supplies ready yet, make sure you pause the video and go get them. Also, make sure you have something underneath your drawing so that you don't get anything on your table. Now, I have my piece of paper taped to my table, but that isn't necessary. I just don't want it to move around while I'm showing you what to do. So, first I'm going to take the lid off my Sharpie so that I'm ready to draw. So, we're going to start off by drawing a little, what I like to call a cloud line across for the brim of his hat. Now they can be little, they can be big bumps, doesn't matter. All different sizes. And once you have that, do a couple bumps going down. Do that on the other side, a little cloud line. And finally, connect that across, and you have the edge of his hat done. Okay, now I'm going to draw some holly on his hat. So I'm going to start by drawing a circle. Now, the thing about this is I'm not going to draw a full circle. It's going to look like it's behind this fluffy part. So I'm going to start by drawing half a circle and connecting in, as if it was going to connect all the way through. Now I'm going to do this here. I'm going to do another circle and connect in. Now finally, I'm going to do one on top of this and draw another little circle and connect in for the holly berries. Now I need to draw the leaves. So I'm going to draw a curved line coming right out of this spot here where these two berries connect. Good. Now I'm going to do the same here. I'm going to go right here where these two berries connect and draw another curved line. Now to turn those curved lines into leaves, I'm going to start at the end here, and I'm going to draw a curved line. Then I'm going to curve that back in and back up, and in and up. Now here I'm going to curve it in and up so that it's in line with that. Then continue to curve it back down. Curve in and back up, and in and back out, and back in to the stem. Good. Now I'm going to do that the other side too. I'm going to start at the stem, going to curve outward, then back in, and then back out, and back in so that it's in line with this, and repeat on the other side. Curve out and in, and out and in, and out, and finally connect back to the stem. So now you have some holly on his hat. So now, of course, we need the actual hat itself. So starting almost at the end of this cloud line, I'm going to draw a line, just a little short line going up. Now I'm going to take that line and start to curve it over. And continue to curve and then curve it back down. So, now I'm going to do that on this side, but this side's harder because this leaf is in the way. So, I'm going to draw a little line, and I'm going to pretend that line's going all the way through, and start it back up here. Pretend that goes through. Now I'm going to draw all the way up, do a little curve, so that now we have the main shape of his hat. Now, since this is Santa, he's going to be wearing a Santa hat, so it needs a little pom-pom on the edge. So I'm going to do those cloud lines like we did earlier, except in the shape of his circle. I'm going to do a big pom-pom, and I'm going to use overlapping again to go behind the leaf. Good. That is how you draw a Santa hat. But we're not here for the Santa hat, we're here for Santa himself. So, we need to get to drawing him. So, I'm going to start here on the left and do a curved line down, like so. Now, I'm going to do that on the other side too. Starting here and curving down. But I'm going to stop here so that we have room for his beard. Now it's time for the eyes. So, I'm going to draw a nice big circle, like so. And I'm going to do that here too. A nice big circle for the eyes. Now, inside those eyes, I'm going to draw what's called highlights. And highlights are where the light is hitting the eye. So, I'm going to start by drawing a highlight, or a little circle. I'm going to draw a little circle in the bottom left, like so. Now, at the top right, I'm going to draw an even smaller circle. And I'm going to do that on this eye too. I'm going to draw a small circle in the bottom left, and then a smaller circle in the top right. And now I'm going to color in the eyes, except for these little circles inside. I'm going to leave those white. So I'm just going to make sure that I get the whole thing. And if you think that you made one of the little circles too big, you can always color that a little bit to make it smaller. So I'm just going to finish up coloring this eye. And there. And remember, if I ever go too fast, you can always pause the video, do the step, and then press play again. So now I'm going to draw his nose. So I'm going to draw a little oval right in between his eyes and a little down. So that's going to be his nose. Now to complete his face, I'm going to draw a mouth. So below the nose, I'm going to draw a straight line. And then to connect the ends, I'm going to draw a U underneath and connect it in. Now I'm going to draw an upside down U inside that for his tongue. Now I'm going to color in the mouth except for the tongue. But you can do a different mouth if you'd like. Okay, so this isn't looking much like Santa, is it? That's because he doesn't have his beard. So, I'm going to start right up here and draw him a cloud line. It goes down and back up. And I'm going to do little bumps and big bumps and little ones and big ones. Good. Now, I still have a little gap here, so I'm just going to connect that in. Okay. Now inside his beard, to give it a little more texture, I'm going to draw a couple more little curved lines so that it looks more like a beard. Now on the sides, I'm going to draw his ears. So on this side, I'm going to draw a little backward C. Down the other side, I'm going to draw a C. And there we go. Now finally, to completely finish off his face, I'm going to draw a curved line over top of his eyes for his eyebrows. Okay, now I'm going to teach you how to draw his body. So, coming out of his beard, I'm going to draw a little line and then curve it down. I'm going to do it on the right too. I'm going to draw a little straight line and then curve it down. Okay, now I'm going to continue that curve down more to there. I'm going to do that here too. I'm going to continue the curve down and then stop. So, now I'm going to go just a little bit across from that, and I'm going to make a dot, and I'm going to do that here too. I'm going to do a little cross and make a dot. Now using those dots, we're going to make his arms. So coming out of this dot, I'm going to draw upward. I'm going to do that here. I'm going to draw upward. Now, to make him a body, I'm going to do a upside down U shape, both sides towards the center. And then I'm going to continue that curve down and bulging out. Gonna do that here too. Down and out. And then I'm going to connect that with a curve. Perfect. Now, to give him his nice signature jacket, I am going to draw a straight line in the middle up to his beard. And then to the left of that, I'm going to do another curved line or a cloud line to give him a little bit of further. And now to the right of that, I'm going to draw some circles for buttons. Perfect. Now I'm going to complete the center part of his jacket by doing a nice big cloud line for more fluff, just to complete off his jacket. There you go. Now to finish up his arms, I'm going to do a straight line across on both sides and do a little cloud line again because his jacket has lots of fluff on it. And time to draw his hands. So I'm going to draw a little upside down or right way U. And then I'm going to do another big U. I'm going to do an even bigger U. Then finally, one more U. I'm just going to give him 4 fingers so that it doesn't look as crowded, but you can do 5 if you would like. Now I'm going to do that here. I'm going to draw a little U, and then a bigger U, an even bigger U, and then a smaller U, and connect that in. Now I'm going to give him a belt, because usually Santa has a belt. So I'm going to draw a little line here, and a little line here, and curve that inward. And then I'm going to draw 2 straight lines in the middle, and a little rectangle inside there. Now I'm going to finish off Santa with his pants. So I'm going to do a little line down and a little line down, because a lot of him is in this big jacket, so he doesn't have a lot of space down here. And then I'm going to connect that in, because most of his legs are in the jacket. Now finally, I'm going to give him his boots, nice U, and connect in a curved line out, and then connect in. And there you go. That is how you draw Santa Claus. But now I'm going to color him. So, for this, I'm going to start by coloring his hat and his jacket this crimson red. So I'm going to color in his pants, his jacket, his hat, and the holly on his hat. Now I am going to fast forward this because this will take me a while, but you can always pause the video and color it in at your own pace. Okay, so now that I'm done that, I'm going to go in with pink. I'm going to color in the tongue, the nose, the ears, and the cheeks. Okay, so I'm going to fast forward once again, but you can always pause the video and do coloring at your own pace. Okay, so Santa's already looking a bit more like Santa now, but he's not quite finished being colored in yet. And remember, you can always color it in a different way, but this is how I'll be coloring it in. So now I'm going to be going in over his skin, so his hands and his face, with peach. Now I'm also going to go over his nose and his ears, just so that they're not quite as pink. Now I'm going to fast forward this again, but you can always pause the video and do the coloring at your own speed. There we go. Now I'm going to use grass green to color in the holly leaves. Now, once again, I will be fast forwarding this, so make sure you pause the video and do the coloring at your own speed. One of the final coloring steps is that I'm going to take Spanish orange and color in the buttons and the buckle part of the belt. Now I'm going to be fast forwarding this again, so pause the video and do the coloring at your own speed if you need to. Now finally, I'm going to go in with my black Sharpie, and I'm going to do the final coloring step, which is to color in his boots and his belt black. Now, this is going to be the last time I fast forward, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. That is how you draw and color Santa Claus. Now you can stop here, but I'm going to give you a few art tips on how to shade this, as simple as possible. So, I'm going to go in with goldenrod, and I'm going to use that to shade his skin. So I'm going to go around the beard a little bit here, but just very, very lightly here. So I don't want it to be too noticeable, just noticeable enough. Just going lightly around the beard on the skin. Perfect. Now I'm going to go over here underneath the hat, because the hat's going to be blocking any light that would be getting onto this part of his head, so it'll cast a shadow. Now, finally with this, I'm going to go by the cuffs of the hands just underneath the fluff that is on the edge of his jacket. Now, because that's not the perfect color to shade, I'm just going to go over top of it with peach again, just to try and blend out some of its very yellowness. But if that doesn't work, it's fine because it still looks good. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with Tuscan red. I'm going to shade underneath the beard here. Because once again, this is blocking the light that would be getting on his jacket. Okay, so now also with this, I'm going to go up here and I'm going to go underneath right here by the edge of the berries where they overlap with the fluff of his hat. Now the reason why I'm shading here is because it creates the effect that they are behind it. Like they would be in real life, they would be behind this fluff part. And now I'm also going to go right here where this berry overlaps with these berries. And now also with this color, I'm going to go right here by the edge where the pom-pom is. And then right by the fluffy part of his hat here, I'm going to go right along the edge of that to shade this main part of the hat. And then behind the holly leaves and the holly berries, so that it looks like the hat is behind these. These are on top of the hat. Okay, now I'm also going to do that just very slightly right below the belt. Okay, now I'm going to put this back. I am going to take a very light blue, just a very light blue. I'm going to be using, well, it's called light cerulean blue. And just go underneath the nose a little bit. And then I'm also going to do it right under this and do right by these curves. I'm just going to go with it a little, just to give it a little more dimension. And I think that's all I'm going to do with this color. And I'm going to go in with mulberry now and shade the bottom of his tongue. Now the final thing I'm going to shade is the holly leaves with dark green. I'm just going to go by the edges right here. That is how you draw, color, and shade a cute cartoon Santa Claus. I'm sure you did great. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you press the thumbs up button and the subscribe button down below if you haven't already. And also make sure that you share this video with your friends and family so that they can draw Santa Claus too. Also, if you want to show me your drawing, ask your parents or teacher to email me a picture to drassaskidsdraw@yahoo.com. Also, make sure to include in the email what you would like me to draw next, that is Christmas or winter themed, because I love to hear your suggestions. Now, if yours doesn't look like mine, that's fine. Being unique is great. Plus, as long as you've had fun, that's what matters most. And remember, practicing will pay off. So, if you want to keep drawing, make sure you check out last week's video, How to Draw a Candy Cane. And stay tuned, because there's going to be plenty more of holiday and Christmas themed videos coming your way. So, I'll see you guys later. Bye!